Howdy there, YouTube. Just going over the latest. Some of you guys follow me on Instagram. See us getting ready to do some wiring. Anyways, I still got a mess in here. It's been too cold to do the vinyl plank flooring. I run my heater last night, do some work on the wiring and stuff. Anywho, here's the latest I've done today. The speedometer didn't work, so what I did was I went ahead and bought one of these satellite style heads-up display. Let me see if I got the box here. Is a speedometer. Anyways, I don't know, there's no part number on there. But anyways, now I've run some wiring. I hooked up my tack finally. I got the rear view camera. Actually, because I was wiring all these things, I didn't want to have a whole bunch of cigarette lighter pieces, so I hooked up a couple of these. I need one more, and then I'll mount them. They're loose right now, but I'll tighten them up. I keep pulling them out to check the fuses. Anyways, and I decided to do a power strip. So some things will go into the cigarette lighter. I want them fused, obviously. And I need a quick power strip instead of having to go down and constantly go down to the fuse box and mess with that. So I chose to go on ahead and do a power strip right there. And my cigarette lighters will go to it, as well as any other accessories. This here will probably go to the power strip instead of a cigarette lighter. I want to keep the cigarette lighter charger, the 12-volt power sources, free and available for whenever I have it. Anyways, I had to start it today. I'm going to go ahead and start it up and let you see what it looks like with all the new stuff. And let me see here. Coil on. Right up. And I need to turn the idle down on my carburetor. Here's the speedometer. Lights up. Pretty cool little speedometer here. I like it. Anyways, it has all kinds of features on there you can do. You can set up your different modes. It has all kinds of tests. So I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Brake test. And there's just a simple screen. I want to use mine. But on the back of it here, I don't know if you can see it. There is a sensor right back in here. I'm not going to pull it out to look at. So it's got a double stick tape that's holding down on this. And that's just a piece of steel that I use to mount it. So it's not permanently on my dash. I don't like it being stuck in my dash permanently. But there's a screw in there, I can actually move it around. And I didn't want a hardwire because it had a USB style connector. And I wasn't sure what other features it might have. If I want to plug it into a different car, I want that same charger power supply cable to be able to go to it. And I guess it works with OBD cars. And of course, this is 74 Stepvan. Anyways, let me show you the lights and everything. So yeah, everything's finally working. You can't see on the dash, but finally got everything working. So yeah, I still need to set the timer on this. Anyways, I have this coil switch on here so I can shut it off with that, or if I want to do some troubleshooting, I can go on ahead and turn that off, and that way I can turn it over continuously and it's not going to start. That way if I'm troubleshooting something, I don't want to actually fire up. It's easier to do that than to pull the coil wire. Of course, you can always pull the coil wire too, but that's what I got going on with that. And like I said, I'm still hoping to get all this final plank done. Let me see here. Bought one of these for the back. This is a fuse block. Let's see if I can open this up here. Bear with me with this camera. But this here allows you to hook up all your fuses. So you have different fuses. You can run it different wires. You can mount this on your wall somewhere. For me, it's gonna be back here somewhere. I'll have my inverter set up over here. Haven't really got to that point yet. When I start doing the actual walls and the benches and the seats and the counters and all that stuff, I'll have that figured out. I have a friend, she was talking about doing her marker lights. Do you have access to a lot of your marker lights here and here? even with these, you can still get to some of them. You got the underneath piece here. They're still kind of hard to get to because you know, you got your windshield wiper motor, excuse me, and that allows you access to that too. But some of those bolts are hard to get to for those markers, especially the corner markers. I had to use wing nuts, and it's like, I think the thread size was like a 440 thread size. It's pretty small. But anyways, yeah, it's hard to get a nut driver up in there, and then of course you need a deep well because the stud on the corner markers is long enough that where you almost can't use a socket on them, at least with mine. And I don't have a deep well that's that long that will go over that stud without it interfering. Anyways, that's that. That's all I got for today. I'm still moving along on this. Hopefully next time I video I'll have this hooked up. And I've never had any luck with these sticking to the window. I don't know, I see other people do that, and I don't know how they get to stay on all the time. No matter where I stick, it just falls off. It doesn't matter what time of year either. But that's just my luck. I may just make a bracket and mount it hard somewhere, and then I can move it around and not have to worry about it falling apart. But I am going to hook it up to the back door, the marker lamp up above the back door there, and that's going to, I got to run the wire up to it. But I'm going to use regular powered wire, and I'll have it on a toggle switch, which will allow me to leave the camera on all the time. I'll have it hooked up probably to that little bus bar that I just installed, and that way I'll have it on a toggle switch, or I can use a cigarette lighter adapter. But that'd be a way to use that where I still have power. I like to see what's behind my vehicle even when I'm not in reverse, because if I'm coasting back, and this is a stick shift, if I wind up coasting back instead of putting it in reverse, then my reverse lights won't come on. And you know, normally your rear view camera goes off your reverse lights, so I want to be able to just flip a switch and it's always on. And plus, you know, sometimes it's nice to see what's going on behind you if you're in traffic or whatever without having to use a reverse switch. So kind of makes sense. That's how I like to do things. Anyways, y'all have a good weekend. Well, the weekend's almost over, but hope everyone's doing good with this coronavirus stuff going on. Our city's locking down. We're on they don't want us running around too much unless you got essential supplies that you got to go get, which I'm going to go to the store here in a minute. But yeah, it's unprecedented what's going on in the world. So, you know, however it affects you, hopefully you know, you're able to make your ends meet. So with that, I'll say goodbye. Later.